Prophet ﷺ followed instructions given by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, permitting women to pray in the masjid. He said, do not prevent your women from coming to the masjid. A woman has a choice. She can either pray at home or she can pray in the masjid. You get the same blessings. But for a man, he gets 27 times more if he comes to the masjid than he prays at home. Listen to the hadith and tell me, what are you going to do with this hadith? If you say that you follow the sunnah, then tell me, what are you going to do with this hadith? He said, أحسن الصفوف للرجال أولها وشرها آخرها. The best row for the men is the first, and the worst is the last. The one with the greatest danger is the last. Why? What danger is there? Centipede or scorpion? What danger is there for the last row? And he went on to say, أحسن الصفوف للنساء آخرها وشرها أولها. And the best row for the woman is the last. And the worst, the one with the greatest danger, is the first. Could anyone explain this to me? If you're listening to this tape or this CD, can you explain this to me? If you put the woman upstairs, well, then why should she go in the last row? If you put the woman in an annex, well, then why should she go in the last row? If you put a partition between the men and the women, well, then why does she have to go to the last row? If you put up a partition, you should take this hadith and throw it in the garbage bin. Because the only way that this hadith makes sense, the only way that you can apply the sunnah of the Prophet ﷺ, the only way, whether you like it or whether you don't, whether you're comfortable with it or you are not, it is irrelevant. Islam doesn't come from you. Islam comes from Allah and His Messenger. And the worst place to change Islam is in the masjid. Because you change it in the masjid, when you go there, you ain't getting no water. He ain't going to give you no water. He's going to say you change your religion. The worst place to change the religion is in the house of Allah. What this hadith tells us is that men and women prayed in the same space. It matters not. It is irrelevant whether you like it or whether you don't like it. Whether you're comfortable or you're uncomfortable with it, because Islam may come from you. You like the religion, keep it and accept it. You don't like it, you can leave it. But don't attempt to change it. Men and women prayed in the same space. Men at the front and women at the back. And there was no barrier in between. And so when a woman prayed, she prayed not only with her ears, but also with her eyes. Where is that today? Huh? It gone? Illa masha'Allah. One or two masjid in Trinidad. No parda. All the rest have it. Worse than that, when we grew up in this country, it wasn't like here in Princestown where the women at the back and men at the front. When we growing up, it's men on one side and women on the other side. That is what we know as religion in Trinidad. And you had a parda going down the road vertically, not that way. So the saf used to have men and women in the same saf. Yeah? Men and women used to be standing in the same saf in Trinidad for donkey years. And if the first row of the men had to go back a little bit, you had to tell the woman at the side to go back one step. You're shaking your head now. You recognize that we used to pray with men and women in the same row, with a parda in between. Yeah? That is the extent. That is the extent of the abandonment of the sunnah. And when you try to bring back the sunnah, you meet all kind of opposition. But inshallah, when we build the Muslim village, and we build the masjid in the Muslim village, there will be no parda between the men and women. He said that when you go down in sajda, and the Imam says Allahu Akbar to come up from sajda, the women must keep their heads down for some time to allow the men to sit up, and then the women must raise their head. Did he not say that? Well, where's the need for that if you put them upstairs, or you put them in an annex, or you put them behind some partition? Truly, the religion is gone, and all that remains now is the shell.